twist and sway. Every turn and edge of an epic play. In the world of racing we come out to play. Oh, we love the sound of tearing steel, crushing race cars in this pack. Feel the rush that makes the heart beat fast. In this mad race where nothing is real. The throttle, no time for fear. In this gray smoke we disappear, chasing shadows in the blur of fear. Crashing race cars make it loud and clear. We're the kings of the asphalt might, stars in the dark of the roaring night. Crashing race cars, eyes closed tight, we live in the blink of sight. Oh, we love the sound of tearing steel, crushing race cars in this pack. Feel the rush that makes the heart beat fast. In this mad race where nothing is real. Gun in the throttle, no time for fear. In this gray smoke we...
He's opening the door right there.
With a head of steam moving to the outside his chin. Richie says it can't be done. Tony Shallen says turn on the reggae music. If you're gonna pass me, you're gonna do it high.
There is just one more lap remaining, and look how close Modoff is. He got the slipstream.
There we go. 2 laps to settle it in the Blue Emu Firecracker 400. Whatever you got to give it now. Back to green we go.
On the final lap, side by side, they still run wheel to wheel. Now, through the snake, the S as we go. Quaro edges ahead. Modoff is still there.
White flag, one more to go on the Daytona 250. Kepler leads that lap. Who's going to lead the last one?
To the line, look at that. Dave Chapman, he's going to send it around the outside final corner. Has he got it done?
Continuing to go side by side for the lead through 3 and 4, and they manage it safely. Now through 5.
And hunting for a way by it all. Round 2 between Phil Sell and Rico.
To the outside. White flag is out side by side. They make contact in the turn number 1.
Ooh, gets onto the grass now, down to the inside. Andy T, a little bit of a wiggle and the perfect crossover there from Polly Parton to defend the position. Andy T totally sideways. They're still sideways going into Siberia. And getting ready to cross, he goes around the outside, but it's not enough.
Eden's up the racetrack. Car broke down the track. A photo finish. James Eden wins it.
It's still far abreast into the braking zone. This is sensational racing. And here comes Bowden.
It's going to be a drag race to the end. Then side by side. Who gets it?
Williams tries to cover him off, but once again, pulling the over-under. Daniel Morad is going to win with the last quarter pass.
Newsom's coming up right there. By the corner. It's going to be pinned.
There's nothing.
Oliver's going to come back at him. It's going to be a race to the line. Does he have enough? Down to it.
And a wrecking in 3. Here comes Michael Cozy Jr. Michael Cozy Jr.'s got the lead.
He looks to the inside. Side by side for the race lead.
I mean, I agree with what you said, but I will say turn 3. I think if you mess up there, you're going to end up in the pit wall instead of a hood ornament in most cases. As I've seen quite a few people eat the barrels going into the pits this track. But I got a feeling we're having some good racing. I was listening in to some of the comms before, we hopped up here to the broadcast booth, and a couple of the drivers talking about the pace falling off a little bit once, the tires get worn in and stuff. But overall, it sounds like they're having a grand old time out there with practice. Well, I don't have my SDK at the moment, so unfortunately, I'm not able to look as easy. Give me one moment here. Looks like Alan Reinhardt's going to be on the pole with a 53.608, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, it says Christopher is going to be P2 with the 53.618, so about 1,000ths or 100ths slower. Hey, you already know what I'm gonna ask. Hey, go check your microphone.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, my mic in OBS was changed again to default. Don't know why that keeps happening. And I'm over here chit-chatting to you guys, make myself look a fool here in Discord. But, dang it, man. I apologize about that, everybody.
You know, I really thought I had the channel unmuted for YouTube, but I guess I did not. Well, we can do a quick little recap. You know, we got Alan Reinhart starting on the pole. We were talking about that for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And all the overlays are messed up here too. How about that? When it wanes, it pours. Okay, well then, ladies and gentlemen, it is ready to go racing here at Pocono for the Tricky Triangle 75. And this didn't update either. Unity. Let's get in the correct information here, shall we? And this is round number 4 for the Next Level Gaming Community ARCA Series. Let's go ahead and now take a look at our starting grid. Alan Reinhart in that number 25 is on the pole. Christopher Roscoe, he'll start second in his 00 machine. Travis Farmer, he will start on the inside there. There we go. Of the second row into his outside, you got Dustin Harding. Jay-Z Bennett and Kevin Allen, they will share row number 3. Row number 4, Jeremy Oliver and Sonny Soljanovic will share row 4. Row number 5, Scott Milner, Will Byers in that number 53 machine. Row number 6, Owen Christensen and Trevor Kelly will make up row 6 there. Row number 7, Joel Kurth, Tim Barish. Row number 8, Kyle Davidson, Richard Walls. Row number 9, Charles Bagley the second, and Joe Yusnickus will be to his outside. Gavin Smith, Freddie Dunaway, they will share row number 10. And that will actually be the field. So we got 20 cars out here tonight. This is a pretty decent field here. And I don't know about you, Dakota, but I am absolutely ready to get this underway.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to do something besides an oval, you know, because we've been doing a lot of 1.5 miles here the past couple of weeks between all the leagues we've been broadcasting. That and super speedways.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely going to be something different. Definitely something a lot nice. Well, let's get this thing underway, ladies and gentlemen. Here they come out of turn number 3. Down to the start-finish line, and we are green flag racing right here for the Tricky Triangle 75 at Pocono. Right now, Alan Reinhart got one heck of a start there as these drivers head down into turn number 1 for the very first time. With these tires still being cold, they got to be really careful. As you see that number 53 just cruising it up down that middle lane, going 3 wide here into turn number 1. These guys are going to have to get themselves sorted out before they get down here to turn 2, as it is not as wide as turns 1 and 3. So he will have to get it sorted out, which they will as they dive down here into turn number 2. But they're still running all over the place at the moment, as they will go ahead and, oh, as you see one car way in the back there, I believe that was Richard Walls in that 92 getting way wide. And now, as I said about that 3 wide action here in turn number 3, as you see that 401 Asani trying to get on the inside of that number 77 and on the outside of that 44 machine. And they will go ahead and complete lap number 1.
Yeah, and keep it. I mean, 75 laps might seem like is a pretty long time here, but I got a feeling we're gonna get thrown pretty quick here. As a lot of these drivers are kind of seems like being pretty patient for the most part and getting single filed out. But we do have a couple battles throughout the field.
Yeah, as we currently right on board here with Kevin Allen in that number 77 machine, as we are looking forward to that JZ Bennett 05 machine as they come out of turn number 2 and coming here to turn number 3. Sonny is right over that back bumper here of Kevin Allen at the moment. Not able to do anything with it here in turn number 3, and now he's got to try to use that draft to recatch Allen here down this very long straightaway.
Oh, we do got a little bit of a battle up here for the lead. It looks like the 9 is getting to the inside of the 25, going at the 1, but the 25 is going to have the better line and be able to get a better run off.
Yeah, Travis Farmer looking to see what he can do as Rosca in that, I'm sorry, not Rosca, Dustin Harding, he looks to the inside of Rosca for that 3rd spot now, as they will come out of turn 2, as he will continue to run right beside Rosca, not able to do anything with it, so he's going to go ahead and tuck himself right back inside. Everybody is actually, Sonic gets into the wall there on the exit turn 3. But I was about to say, so far, everybody is keeping themselves, lined up here. And, they're keeping everybody together, which is very hard to do here at Pocono, especially as this race starts to get dragged on. It gets a little bit harder to do that. But as right now, everybody's still staying pretty much nose to tail, even as they race really hard back there in the back. Except we do have Richard Walls and Freddie Dunaway all the way back there in the back. But other than that, everything's looking good up here as we see a lot of passing opportunities here in turn 2. As we have a battle here for the lead, Travis Farmer on the inside of Reinhardt as they exit turn number 3, and this is going to be an absolute drag race down the back straightaway. But here comes that 0-0 of Rosca. He's looking to make it go 3 wide into turn number 1. 3 wide for your race lead. The 9, he will back out of it, and so will Rosca, and Rosca will actually lose the position to Harding, as he was trying to make that 3 wide pass for the race lead that just did not go well for, Farmer or Rosca, as they weren't able to make anything of it.
And it looks like JZ Bennett might be able to get around Rosca as well, as Rosca really backed out of the corner, or checked up a lot to try to get out of that 3 wide situation before they got in the 1.
Yeah, definitely a really smart deal from from Rosca there to back out, but he's got to get himself back into a rhythm as they come out of turn number 3, but once that starts getting back into the rhythm, expect Rosca to start making his way back up towards the front of this field. Oh, Sonny sideways saves it in turns 1 and 2, but he will fall back behind Will Byers, Jeremy Oliver, and Kevin Allen. So he's going to get himself tucked up right back behind Allen. As we jump back here for this battle back here for this 15th spot, they are 3 wide heading into turn 2. And there's contact. Saves it. Kyle Davidson and Scott Milner both running really hard back here with Joel Kurth, as they were 3 wide for the 15th spot. Remember, guys, there's only 20 cars here, so these guys racing pretty hard back here for 15th. We have a battle up here now for our second spot. Travis Farmer trying to hold on to the outside from Dustin Harding's attack on the inside. Not able to do anything with it, but now Rosca is attacking Harding, heading down here into turn number 2. And he will be alongside him side by side here, not able to do anything with it. So he's going to go ahead and go back single file. It seems like right now, Dakota, we keep getting these runs, into the corners. But they're just having a really hard time executing those passes on the exit. As I say that, Harding now is more than halfway up, and he will pass Farmer for that second spot, as they will drive a side-by-side back behind them. Roscoe losing another spot to JZ Bennett, and Bennett, he's now looking to attack Travis Farmer here on the exit of turn 1. But instead, Farmer, he's going to attack Dustin Harding in that 81 machine. And he is going to try to see here if he can complete the pass. So far, he will complete it, but he doesn't have that good run on exit of turn 2. So Harding, he's going to go ahead and get himself pulled out away from Bennett at this moment. And here comes Rosca now attacking on the outside, not able to do anything with it here in turns 3. As we see Will Byers in that number 53 machine. He's starting to slowly make his way back up, or make his way up through the field now, as the defending champion is very struggling in the points so far this season. So right now, he is on track not to make it to the championships by the end of this season. But, man, let me tell you what, he's definitely trying to get his season turned around here tonight in Pocono, as he so far has moved up 5 spots since we went green flag racing. Will Byers now working on the inside of Rosca, trying to overtake for that 4th spot, but just that outside momentum is so strong out of these corners, he's not able to do anything with it. As they come out of turn number 4, they will be side by side. Rosca's got help from that number 9 machine. Oh, contact! Oh, Byers is around. The 00, he's around as well. Mayhem on the front straightaway. Oh, the 55 involved. The 4 gets turned off the front nose of Yusnikas, and that is going to bring out our caution. Oh, no! The 92 is involved. The 27 of Dunaway is involved. You guys. There's a whole racetrack on the front stretch. What are we doing?
Ah, that was a big hit from the 55 in Nebraska. Luckily, these drivers do have 2 fast repairs on tap for tonight, but whoa, where did the 92 come from? What?
My dude, I think you're behind.
No, I was rewinding it to look at it, and I don't even know what happened. He was getting through the rig just fine, then we clipped somebody. Hold on. It looks like the 4 car was trying to turn around as the 92 was coming around him, got into the 92 just a little bit, and it just spun him.
Yeah, so we take a look here. The 9 and the 00 machines, they were getting a run here on Byers. And Byers came up to try to use a little bit of side draft, but came up just a little too much into that 00 machine. And that sent the 00 machine up into the 9. Then the 00 came back down across and got into the whatnot machine of Will Byers. And everybody else is just holding on to dear life from there. Richard Walls in that 92 is coming off of turn 4 now. Here comes Bagley in that 96. Damn, that hard hit from the 55 to that 00 machine. And then you see back there that 4 machine of Joel Kurth. He was coming down to try to avoid, but got spun off the front bumper of Usnikus. And then the guy all the way in that back there, back in the yellow car, Freddie Dunaway, he said, hey guys, don't forget me. And he decides he's going to go ahead and try to pass these guys, but the 4 machine, he just started moving. He got into the 92, and unfortunately, I think that was just a case of not being aware of cars still coming. So let's go ahead and come back here, take a look at this whole entire madness at full speed, and let's go way up high in the sky and take a look here. Oh, hard hit for that 55 machine. You know, then again, if that 92 of Richard Walls and the 27 of Dunaway actually slowed down more, I think they would have been able to clear it. But instead, they both got very heavy damage there.
That is a fair point, but at the same time, I mean, I believe the 92 was going to be able to clear that, but just the 4 was trying to, you know, get turned around and get going again, and unfortunately just barely got into the 92.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's, you know, there's both sides of the coin. But, you know, no harm, no foul. They do have 2 faster pairs here for tonight's race, but we are getting ready to be re-racking and stacking these bad boys, and we're going to go at it again in another attempt to get a good green flag run in here.
Yeah, where we're going to... We still got one more lap before these guys will go green. But yeah, I mean, so it looks like right now, Gavin Smith in that number 13 machine, he decided to do 2 tires. And Owen Christensen in that number 65, new paint scheme for him. He's up there now in that second spot after taking only 2 tires. And everybody else in the field, they took, 4 tires. And right now, we got 2 cars, 1 lap down. That's going to be Tom Barish and Chris Roska in that 00 machine. So those 2 drivers were not able to pull away from the accident scene. So they had to get a tow, lose a lap, and use their first fast repair. So definitely not what these guys wanted to see. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, these guys are pretty... I think they'll be okay for the rest of the race, hopefully.
Yeah, but Pocono's just one of those tracks where it could be hit or miss, you know, but it does bring some really great racing and a lot of side-by-side action. It's, you know, you kind of got that super speedway draft and all these long straights, but you got like 1.5 corners.
Yeah.
Or, you know, stuff like that. So you're carrying a lot of speed into these corners, and you really got to be able to manage your speed going through the corner. It's all about maintaining the momentum, so you don't want to check up too much, but at the same time, you don't want to overdrive the car.
Exactly. That's definitely not something that you want to see for sure.
Oh.
Just playing around with
And
these
sorry
cameras.
if I seem a little out of it right now. I'm in the process of trying to help somebody with setup built at the same time we were broadcasting.
Alrighty, pace car coming out of turn number 4, coming down the down into the pits, into the restart zone. Gavin Smith, Owen Christensen, and we are back green flag racing right here at Pocono. as these drivers get ready to fan themselves out about, maybe about 5-6 wide. No, they're actually just going to stay double file here, heading down here into turn number 1 right now. Alan Reinhart made his way back up into that 3rd spot. JZ Bennett's right behind him on the inside, as we now have 2 distinctive lines so far coming down this straight coming down to turn 2, as they will come out of, or go into turn 2 now. Circle themselves around. Go ahead.
What's odd is the outside line didn't get a super good restart there, but if you look at the 65, the run he got coming out of 1 on that outside line just propelled him right back up here into 2nd place.
Yeah, Owen Christensen, that's definitely that's not normal for him to have a bad restart like that. So unfortunately, you know, he did lose a little bit of time there, but like you said, on that exit of turn 1, he just was able to get around everybody, as Dustin Harding is now going to try to work on the inside here of Christensen on those 4 fresh tires, as they will drive down this back straightaway here 3 wide for that 2nd spot. Nope, Christensen's going to pull it out, but Alan Reinhart says, okay, thank you, I'm coming in. See you later, as he's now going to dogfight Christensen now for that 2nd spot. Christensen getting a hard push from that 81 machine of Harding, not able to make anything of it, as you see Alan Reinhart now coming down the front straightaway, now side by side. He's lost his drafting help. Christensen has the drafting help from Harding, and that's going to bring contact into the wall. Sonny and Joe, you sneak us up into the outside wall there on the front straightaway after a bump gone wrong. So as all this is going on, Dustin Harding is now side by side with Owen Christensen for the 2nd spot. He will clear Christensen, and now Jeremy Oliver, he's going to attack. And here comes Oliver now trying to attack onto Harding here for that 2nd spot. Not sure what our Reinhart was trying to do there in the corner, but he went down onto the apron, as we are going to go 3 wide here in turns number 3. The 53 of Byers on the inside of Reinhart, slight contact, as they will come down this front straightaway. More contact between Sonny and that, I believe the 65 of Owen Christensen. But they will get themselves sorted out, as they do run 3 wide behind them. That is Milner and Will Byers duking it out back here for that 11th spot. Milner will go ahead and jump back into line, as Kevin Allen in that 7 machine is trying to work on the inside now of Roska, as Roska's trying to make his way back up to the front. Sonny, 3 wide now here on the exit of turn number 3. Oh, Sonny gets turned! Sonny's going to get turned down into the pits. Hold on to it. What a save by Sonny Soljanovic. Just absolute beautiful save. Was able to avoid any sort of contact with that wall there. Let's see if we can get a better look of it. Just coming out of turn number 3, Will Byers slipped up just enough, and that turned Sonny down into the pits. I'm pretty sure that was nothing intentional from Will Byers, but Sonny getting turned off the front bumper of that number 53. And we are back under caution here, as you see Sonny now going to approach and catch the back end of this line. And if I'm not mistaken, Roska might be our lucky dog this time by.
Yeah, and honestly, it does kind of look like the 53 spotter might have said he was clear, and he just had such a good run that when he's in the process of coming up a little bit, and But it does go to show what I said earlier about turn 3 being, you know, the pit wall killer is a true statement, as it is very easy to get put into them pit barrels.
Yeah, but luckily Sonny missed those barrels,
Oh, yeah.
so
Hopefully he didn't get a black flag or anything from that, as he did get sent down pits, you know, pretty high speed there, but we'll have to see how that plays out.
yeah, definitely. As of right now, I'm not seeing that he did, and if he did, I'm sure that the race officials will clear that, as we have some takers coming down pit road now. Charles Bagley in that number 69 is going to lead Travis Farmer, Scott Milner, Allen, Kurth, Davidson, Donaway, and Barish as they all come down pit road now. As you guys see now, Christopher Rosca, he is coming back around after getting his lap back. Rosca for Midwestern Racing Corporation. Oh, something happened with Sonny there. Oh, there he goes.
I believe he got an EOL for speeding in pits.
Aw. Yeah, so he will come down, and I think he went a little too far down into the grass there.
But I believe he did get his black flag cleared there, so he is going to be good to go.
Awesome. All right, so that only puts one car a lap down, and that's going to be that number 55 machine of Tom Barish in that Freedom Chevrolet. So he just needs one more caution, and then we will have everybody back on the lead lap. As we should be getting that 1 to go signal from Barney, our flagman, as they come across the line. The lights are off on that iRacing.com pace car, and Dustin Harding, Gavin Smith, they're going to line up and get ready to do this all over again, heading down here into turn number 1. Hey, Dakota.
Yes, sir.
Quit helping him with the setup and get back to your job.
I am. Oh, what's up?
I hate cautions here at Pocono. That's what's up.
Listen, bud. The 13's about to lead us back to green as we're coming into the restart zone. The pace car's coming out of turn 3. You're going to see it take a real sharp left. And, you know, we're going to see what Dustin Harding do in that number 81 machine on the outside.
Yeah, absolutely. Dustin Harding first, Sapphire Motorsports, as the pace car is off, and we are going back green flag racing once again here at Pocono. As these
and 13
drivers...
with a decent start there.
Yeah.
81 holding strong on the outside as they're getting ready to be diving down into 1 and 2. It looks like the 44 is going to be able to get to the back bumper to 13, but obviously not going to push as they're going into the corner here. And watch as the 81 is going to be able to rocket off of the corner here. 13 is going to have a better line entering, but the 81 is going to have a better drive off. And it looks like the 81 is going to be able to get right back to the outside of the 13 as they're getting ready to go head down into turn two too wide, but the 81 possibly able to completely clear the 13 here. And that opens up the door for you Snickers in that 89 machine to try to take a chance to get around a 13 as well. But he does make a slight contact with the walls. They are heading to 3 this time. So that's going to be, I believe, Dustin Harding taking over the lead from Gavin Smith at the moment. As you can see here in turn 3, we got Snickers trying to be overtaken by the 05 of Bennett. They make a little bit of contact, and they're 4 wide going down the front stretch.
Snickers got turned somewhat up into the wall. They were briefly 4 wide, but they were able to get themselves sorted out, and unfortunately, Joe Snickers went from that 3rd spot all the way back to that 7th spot. You know, Joe Snickers had a good run there, you know, until that happened, but you can expect Joe Snickers start making his way back to the front of this field before this race is over.
Yes, sir. And looking at YouTube chat, we got Zipper in here saying, wish us luck. We're going to need it tonight. I don't think y'all need any luck. Y'all are doing a pretty wonderful job so far.
Absolutely. As you see now, Will Byers working on the inside of Christensen. As both of these drivers make their way through turns 3 right here, he's going to sneak up right in front of Christensen, and he's going to be able to complete that pass as they come down this front straightaway. Will Byers also sporting a new paint scheme tonight as well, as, you know, he was able to get both of these paint schemes done for both himself and Christensen. So definitely beautiful work there on those 2 race cars. And we do have a caution as Rosca's involved in this one. The 6th machine of Kyle Davidson and Trevor Kelly is involved in this one. And as long as Tom Barish did not get any contact, he should be all clear.
Holy smokes, I'm already looking at this. Let me know when you're ready to go here,
Yeah,
bud.
we are looking at it now.
All right, so it looks like the 92 just had a hell of a run coming into the corner and just gets into the back of the 00. And unfortunately, the 18 nowhere to go as he plows right into the side of the 00. And it looks like the 18 got the short end of the stick on that one as he ends up getting the most damage.
Yeah, that 18 machine there, that's actually the 6 of Kyle Davidson. And then right behind them, you see Trevor Kelly in that number 36 machine. I don't think he hit anybody or anything. I think he just slid sideways to avoid contact. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. So good heads-up driving there for that driver not to cause any more issues for himself.
Yeah, you know, they got tired of you saying something about ARCA brakes, so he made sure he used the brakes that time.
Absolutely. And you know what? He's got a clean race car still.
Hey, yeah, he might have burned them tires up just a little bit, but it shouldn't be enough to affect too much here. As we are working about lap 25 as we cross the line the next time, so these drivers should be good to take a set here, as I believe we do have 3 extra sets.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. As we see these drivers start marching their way down this straightaway down into turn 2. So, we're going to probably see that 55 Tom Barish start making his way around the field once they get back to the start-finish line. So, I want to quickly talk about these corners. Let's see how well you know your Pocono. We all know that Pocono has 3 distinct corners. Did you know that these corners were designed to mimic other corners on a racing circuit?
Well, I'd say turn 3 is kind of like a New Hampshire style corner. Turn 2, I can't think of what corner that would be. And then turn 1, I'd say kind of more like a super speedway top corner, but a little tighter. So maybe like a Nashville top corner.
Yeah, so turn number 1, I believe you are right about that one. It is no. Yeah, Nashville. I believe it's based off of Nashville. Turn 2 is based off of Indianapolis, as it is a complete right-hander. And
You know, that's fair.
Yep. And turn 3, I believe, is based off of New Hampshire, yes.
I see. I know a little bit. I ain't completely dumb. I'm not the smartest person, but I do know something.
Oh, the 55 lost it. Oh. He decided at last second that he wanted to come down and get tires. Okay, so we were both wrong about turn 1. So,
Hey, hold on a second. Let me think. Let's see. What track? It wouldn't be Auto Club. That's too wide of a corner.
nope. And it's also not, I don't
Wouldn't
think
be
it's,
like Michigan or anything like that.
no, I don't
It has
think,
to be another track like Nashville. Maybe Charlotte?
no.
Not enough banking. Oh, lay it on me. What's turn 1 based off of?
So, it is based off of a track called Trenton Speedway. It's a facility that closed down, let me see here, in the early 1974.
Say I'm completely stupid then, because I only got 1 to 3 right.
Yeah, 76 actually. So it ran from from pretty much the early 1900s to 1976. Turn 2 is based off of Indianapolis, and turn 3 is the Milwaukee Mile.
Milwaukee, New Hampshire, same thing, different name.
Yeah, see, but Milwaukee is a little bit more wider cornered. It takes longer to get through that corner, which makes absolutely sense compared to New Hampshire, where it's a little bit more tighter.
Yeah, that is a fair point, but I mean, both are still flat. You got the progressive style kind of banking there.
Yeah, that is
Oh,
true. All right, so all 20 cars are back on the lead lap. We are coming to complete lap number 25 of this 75 lap race. And we are going to get ready to go back green flag racing. Joel Kurth in that number 4 will be joining Will Byers in that 53 on the front row.
yeah, and are we on 25 or are we getting ready to start 27?
I am showing they are working lap 25, coming to start lap 26.
Oh, interesting. I'm showing 26 for some reason. But either way, the 53 getting
Oh,
a
yeah.
wonderful jump on the inside as the 4 car on that outside did not get as good of a jump, but it's going to be clear to drop down to the inside if he chooses to do so at the moment. As you see the 81 working his way back up there.
No,
But I believe the 4 should get a better run off. Go ahead.
No, you're right. They just completed lap 26. Now they're on 27. Yes.
Oh, 4 held the 81 down pretty tight there. The 81 had to give him a little bit of a nudge coming off the corner, but the 4 is going to get the run off.
And Will Byers is absolutely taking away from this field as they attempt to go 3 wide in the middle of 2. As you see Milner, he's going to jump up to that 5th spot now. As you see Alan Reinhart now going to start working on the inside of that number 4 machine for the 2nd spot. Not able to get to the inside as they exit turn number 3, as these drivers continue to run side by side, and the whole entire top lane just bounced off the outside wall coming out of turn number 3. And now they're going to run side by side heading back down into turn number 1, while Will Byers is saying, I'm out of here, boys. Oh, the 81 gets turned back up. Watch out. Oh, contact.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. RKO. All right, couldn't help myself.
Oh, heartbreak there for Sonny Soljovic as he got caught up in this one. The Dustin Harding got turned heading down into turn number 1. And unfortunately, Tom Barish got involved here as well, as we have Richard Walls in that number 92 with his engine getting ready to expire. Absolutely heartbreaking for that 92 of Richard Walls as he now comes out of turn number 2 hoping he can make it all the way to the pits without letting that engine expire. Let's come back here. Let's take a look, see what started this big old mess. So coming down the front straightaway, the 81 came down thinking he was clear, and he got turned off of Gavin Smith. And from this point on, ladies and gentlemen, Dustin Harding was just along for the ride, as he will come back up the track. Barely missed that number 31 machine, hit the outside wall a ton, as Sonny, he gets involved in that 401 machine. And then I'm not exactly sure what happened to the 92 back there, but he got involved here as well. Let's go back here and take a look. So Richard Walls right there in front of that number 27 machine. Ugh. So he had a whole different... Damn, that 55 hit the wall a ton. I didn't even see that. Alright. So the 27 locked up the brakes. The 55 came down to avoid. But unfortunately, the 27 came back down, got into him, and he shot right up in front of the... Oh! Hard contact, and then that 00 Roscoe once again had absolutely nowhere to go. The 69 of Charles Bagley involved as well. Lot of really good cars taken out of this one, Dakota.
And I'm not gonna lie, Will Byers is a little bit on a getaway there, as they were battling real hard for that second place and such. If it wasn't for that caution, I think he might have been able to pull away from the draft.
Yeah, it's definitely very interesting as he's coming down pit road. He missed his pit stall, so he had to back up. As that 36 machine, he came down, got his repairs done on his race car, so he's going to be able to come back out. Richard Walls, I believe... Yeah, I think Richard was able to make it to the pits. Yeah, so Richard Walls was able to make it to the pits, but unfortunately, I think he already used up his fast repairs.
Yeah, and it does look like Richard Walls did pack it up on the hauler.
Yeah, Richard Walls is done. Freddie Dunaway, I'm also showing. No, he's actually down in the pit still. So he's getting repairs done on that number 27 machine. I know that he's been in some trouble tonight as well. So definitely very unfortunate there for Freddie Dunaway in that 27 machine. He's really needing to get his season turned around, and unfortunately, it's probably not going to happen here again at Pocono. And while we are under this caution, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and go over the remaining part of your season right here on the iCast Racing Network for the Next Level Gaming Community ARCA Series. Next week, these guys are going to go 50 laps over at Watkins Glen. And then they're going to head over to Las Vegas for 130 laps around that speedway. And then we're going to be off for a week for Christmas week. And then we're going to come back on the 4th of the new year. And we're going to go dirt track racing at Eldora. Then we're going to go to Kansas. Then to Bristol. And we're going to round out the season January 25th at Homestead Miami Speedway. So really good racing still to come for this series right here on the iCast Racing Network. And we are really excited to be able to bring that coverage to you.
Yes, sir, but it's like Alan Reinhardt going to be taking back over the point here on this restart, man. And interested to see how a little bit of different tire strategies from a couple of these drivers is going to pay off for him here if we do get a long green flag run.
Yeah, definitely a different tire situation here throughout the field. Your front three, they either came down and got 2 tires and fuel, or I think one of them probably just came down just to get fuel, and that might be that 31 machine of Scott Milner. Um, and then Kevin Allen in the 77 probably got fuel only, while everybody else got about 2 tires this last pit stop or back on lap 24. And then with Will Byers and company, Will Byers got 2 tires on his pit stop. So definitely a very interesting, tire combos for these drivers. So I guess at the end of the day, we don't know who's doing what anymore, and we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. The flag is out now for your drivers. Alan Reinhart out to a huge lead over JZ Bennett in that 05 machine as these drivers head down here into turn number 1. Bennett, he's looking now to the inside. Alan Reinhart's going to close the door here in turn number 1 as they will now come flying out of turn 2. Big movements going on behind them here as they come down this back straightaway. As you see all the cars start to move back and forth, trying to figure it all out. Here comes Gavin Smith looking to the inside of that 05 machine. He's going to slip up a little bit. The 5's going to go way wide. They got 4 wide, and the 5 is around. Oh, hard contact for the 5, and the 44 up across the track. Avoid. Freddie Dunaway was able to avoid this one. Good quick hands there on that 27 machine. And it looks like that 44 was stuck in the wall for a brief moment, but he will go ahead and get himself moving again. Let's go back and see what happened.
I will say, turn 2 is definitely not the turn you want to be 3 wide in.
Now, heading down into turn number 2, JZ Bennett in that number 13 made slight contact and caused Bennett to go up the track. And by the time he got everything all figured out, he was running 3, maybe 4 wide there with Joe Yusnikas and that 44 machine of Oliver. And Oliver and the 5 car just absolutely destroyed that inside wall. And then then the 44 came back across the track. You're going to see him enter the picture right there. Ugh. Big movement, and you see Freddie Dunaway losing it to avoid contact. As you see that number 26 machine, 36 machine of Trevor Kelly get by. Barely getting by. Absolute mayhem there.
Yeah, and that 44 looks absolutely destroyed at the moment. I'm watching the 44 trying to get around the track after his wreck, and it low-key looks like his left front tire isn't even touching the ground on my screen.
So this is what happens when I go and I change stuff and I can't see anything. Oh, he bouncing off the wall there. Again. He's definitely got a lot of damage to that right side of that race car for sure. He's probably going to need to bring it down one more time to try to fix any more damage that he can get fixed. But everything's all pushed in on the right side of that race car. As as him and Freddie, who was that?
All right, let's take a moment to look at some YouTube chat here. Go Harding, whoop whoop. Turn 1 is Trenton Motor Speedway, turned into Indianapolis, turn through his Milwaukee.
Yep.
Okay, and then someone else said, can you join this league mid-season?
Oh, absolutely, you sure can. If you like what you see, just head over to the iRacing League page. Look up, I think it's NLGC.
It's next-level, and then you would do space gaming community, space community.
Yep.
I'll put it in chat. Give me a second.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Unfortunately, we don't have the rights to get out the Discord invites out to you guys. But absolutely, if you guys want to be involved, just head over to iRace, or go to the iRacing UI and look up Next Level Gaming Community with the dash between next and level. Definitely can view some good times there. If you also want, you can find me on Discord by looking up Blacksmith, but that's SMYTH instead of SMITH, and then the number 1. You can shoot me a friend request and just say that you want to run with Next Level, and we'll get you guys set up.
All right, got that posted in the chat for everybody, but we are getting ready to go back green flag racing at any moment here as the pace lots are off on the pace car. I mean, we still got a decent ways to go, you know, the big track.
Yeah, big track.
What track takes the longest to pace around in NASCAR? Because if I don't say in NASCAR, obviously it'd be like Nürburgring or something, but...
Well, these guys get around this track in about 2 minutes, 1 second. Daytona, they get around there in, you know what? Indianapolis. I believe it takes just about 2 minutes and like 20 seconds to get around that track under caution, if I'm not mistaken. As we are going back green flag racing, as you see, one car just pull way off in the back as they get ready to dive back down here into turn number 1. Right now, Gavin Smith has that lead in front of Kevin Allen. As you see the 65 going to run side by side with Owen Christensen for that 3rd spot. Christensen, he will take it over. And now here comes Sonny in that number 401 machine. He's now up here fighting for that 4th spot after we witnessed him barely get into that pit road wall. He's already driven himself from 19th, 18th spot all the way back up here to that 5th spot. Now he's looking to possibly make a move here on Owen Christensen. He thought about it as you saw him weaving back and forth, but that did not come into play. And now we have Kyle Davidson in that number 18 machine right behind him, trying to make something happen. As Jeremy Oliver in that number 44 machine got mega loose back there in the back of the field coming out of turn number 3. I saw him get completely sideways on the exit. So that was a very good catch there by Jeremy Oliver as they will come back down onto this straightaway heading back to turn number 2. As you see Rosca now trying to make a move on the inside of Kyle Davidson here for that 6th spot. Rosca in that 00 machine, fast as always. He's starting to make his way back to the front of this field after getting annihilated the last couple cautions. So now he's got his sights set on that 401 of Sonny Soljovic as they exit turn number 4. 2 wall cars hard into the outside wall as they continue to march their way around this speedway. Right now, no one's really sticking their nose out, trying to make any moves, as everything has settled down just a little bit here.
Yeah, and on the last lap, the 77 tried to go to the inside of her leader there, and unfortunately, that allowed for the 53 to get a better run off of turn 1 and get around him here. Now the 53 is all over the back door of the 13.
Yeah, now take a look here at Sonny trying to work on the inside of that number 65 of Owen Christensen, as this battle up here for this fourth spot now is getting really crazy. And he's down underneath of him. He's using that little bit of apron between that yellow line and the curbing to use it as a run on exit, which he does. And he's going to drag race Christensen down here on the front straightaway, as we see Will Byers trying to take over here for the race lead. He will get around Smith, but Smith right there on his back bumper. As we come back here to Sonny and Owen Christensen, they're both going to continue to run side by side. As you see, Sonny gets around Christensen, and now Will Byers all the way down on the inside, trying to break up that draft to keep Gavin Smith at bay, heading down here into turn number 2. But that right there just opened up the door for Kevin Allen to make a move now on the inside of Smith, as he's looking to take over that second spot from Gavin Smith as they exit turn number 3. A little bit of headway there for the 77, not able to do anything with it. As you see Byers once again heading all the way down to that inside wall to try to break up that draft the best he can. And now that's just going to bring Sonny right back to their back bumper, heading down here into turn number 1.
We'll take a moment. Chat says the iRacing sound is very quiet on the broadcast.
Then we will crank it up a little bit here. You guys let me know how it sounds here in just a moment. No, I think that's still quiet there. That should be better, guys. I appreciate you guys letting me know about that. Yeah, just keep an eye on that for me, Dakota, and let me know what they say. As these drivers will now come out of turn number 3. Sonny is still up there in that 4th spot, but he's still got Christensen trying to get his way back around him. But it's a no can do so far. As you see Gavin Smith here still right on the back bumper. Will Byers heading down here into turns 1. And back onto this short chute, as everybody's pretty much single file behind him, until you get right about to that 30, to right about that 36 machine back there of Trevor Kelly.
So let's do a little bit of NASCAR trivia. What is one of the very first NASCAR purpose-made tracks that is still on the schedule to this day? I'll give you a hint. It was made in 1947.
1947. Really? Are you trying to bash Martinsville like that?
What do you mean bash Martinsville?
Calling it old.
No. I was just giving a hint, you know. There's 2 tracks that's made in 1947. Technically, Wilkesboro Speedway was made before Martinsville, if I remember correctly. One of the very first
However,
NASCAR tracks, but it's not been consistently on the schedule, and it just reopened.
Thank you.
So, but yes, Martinsville is one of the only tracks that has stayed on the schedule since it first opened.
Absolutely. As we see now, Sonny made a move on Kevin Allen and Owen Christensen. Now he's up in that 3rd spot. Now Smith is on the back bumper of Byers here in turns 3. He's looking to get a good run here on the exit, which he does. But unfortunately with Sonny right there, no, Sonny's going to try to make it 3 wide for the race lead down the front straightaway, as we're going to get diving down here into turn number 1, 3 wide. Who is going to back out? Nobody is backing out of this battle for the race lead. Will Byers is up the track. The 13 in the middle. Sonny on the inside. Contact between the 13 and Will Byers as they will exit turn number 1, 3 side by side. And here comes everybody else. They will now get themselves single foul. Gavin Smith will take over that race lead in the number 13. And here comes Sonny trying to take it over from Owen Christensen, that 2nd spot. Owen Christensen able to take over 3rd spot from Will Byers, as Will Byers, he fell all the way back to that 5th spot on that whole entire exchange. What an absolute race we have now, as we are now working lap number 44 of 75. We are coming down. We are just now within 30 laps from the end of this race, and things are starting to get heated up here at the front of this field. As you see, Sonny now trying to get back on the inside of Christensen to take over that second spot. And here comes Joe Usnikas now fighting on the outside of Sonny for that third spot. Joe Usnikas has snuck his way into the top 3, and he's going to clear Sonny heading down here into turn number 2. As you see that 77 of Kevin Allen now working the outside of Sonny in that Taco Bell machine.
Yeah, and, you know, isn't it a little ironic? Sonny sent it 3 wide there trying to get up there for the lead and ended up being in a worse position than what he started in.
That he did, and unfortunately that is the risk you take when you go to 3 wide racing like it is back here. I want to jump back here to this back in the back, right about where Travis Farmer is in that 9 machine. These guys back here may be running for 11th through 19th, but let me tell you what, they're put on one hell of a show back here. Because on the exit of turn number 3, I saw them looking to go 3 wide as well.
Hey, every position matters when you're in the points battle. It don't matter if you're in first or you're racing for second to last, man. I mean, every point matters.
Absolutely. As we take a look here at that 9 machine of Travis Farmer trying to work his way around that 0-5. As they will drag race down here now into turn number 2. He's on the outside of the 0-5 machine trying to make it happen around the outside. I haven't really seen the move work on the outside just yet, but so far he's doing a pretty good job at trying to get around him. As he will get around him. They might have had a slight contact there, but let's go ahead and jump back up here to your race leaders, as I saw a little bit of movement in the standings here. Will Byers has made his way around around Kevin Allen and Joe Usnikas. So now Will Byers and Sonny are now in 3rd and 4th now. As this group of 6 drivers here starts to pull away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, and it looks like our leader's starting to get a little bit of a gap there between him and second place. So Will Byers and Sonny here are going to be wanting to get around the 65 as quickly as possible so they can get called back up to our leaders. It seems like the 65 just doesn't have the pace at the moment to be able to keep up with the leader.
Yeah, something that I realized early on when Will Byers started to pull away from the field when he was in the lead. I think that's just showing how much clean air here at Pocono is important. As you see Sonny give that 53 of Will Byers just a little bit of a love tap. And now he's going to attack on the inside. And I thought that Kevin Allen was going to go with him to help him with the draft, but unfortunately that was not the case. And Joe Usnikas back here gives the 77 a little bit of a love tap as they dive down here into turn number 2, heading down to turn 3 now. Sonny's still trying to work on the inside of that number 53 of Will Byers, heading down here into turn 3. Last time they were side by side, they kind of touched a little bit on the edge of turn 3, but this time Sonny's going to absolutely clear him. And here comes that 77 machine. As you see, Will Byers and Joe Usnikas both hard into the outside wall on the exit of turn 3. Can I get an update about the audio, if they're saying it sounds good or not?
They said, yeah, I can hear cars now. That's
beautiful.
I'm assuming we're all good. I am going to try to get a view of these cars right here. It just hit the wall. Doesn't look like any right front wheel damage, as that was a pretty hard impact there.
Yeah, I think I saw at least 2 of them bounce off. There's probably 3, as you see Sonny now attacking the inside of Owen Christensen. And now Will Byers is trying to join him, trying to get around, not able to make anything happen, as they will go ahead and single file themselves out, heading back down here into turn number 3. So now Sonny, he's got a big task ahead of him to try to catch that number 13 of Gavin Smith.
And I think the 77 is pitting, as he did just let Usnikas by, and he's way off the pace.
Yep, he is coming down pit road now.
So that does go to show the pit window is open, as we have about 26 laps to go as we cross the line the next time, I believe.
Yep, so we got 27 laps to go this time by. So this probably does absolutely open up the the pit window for a lot of these drivers. As we're going to jump back up here to your race leaders, as you see Will Byers now trying to work on the inside of Usnikas for that 4th spot, which he will currently go ahead and do. And now with Kevin Allen starting the pit cycle, how long should everybody else wait to start making their way down into the pits as well?
Well, I will say tires do matter a lot here, so the longer you can wait, the better off you will be. But at the same time, he's going to be gaining so much ground on them fresh tires, so it's going to be kind of a... I wouldn't wait too long, but I would go as... I'd say at least a good 5 more laps if I could.
Yeah, definitely Gavin Smith. He's going to give up that 2nd spot and come down pit road in his number 13 machine. As he actually missed his pit stall, and that's going to cost him about 5 seconds right there. So that's not really good here for Gavin Smith, as he's probably going to lose the draft. As Owen Christensen in that 65, he's having issues. What's going on with that 65 machine?
He is out of fuel, I heard over the radio. He had told everybody to stay high.
Oh no, Owen Christensen is out of fuel. He's going to have to get down and get it towed, possibly. Oh, what a heartbreak situation here for Owen Christensen in that number 65 machine. After a very, very dominant start to his race. That's just very heartbreaking.
That is absolutely crazy. You see that, and then on the flip side, you got Sonny and Will Byers and Joseph Usnikas still out here running really hard.
Yeah, Owen Christensen probably pitted a little earlier than everybody else did. Because, like, Will Byers, he came down lap 29. Joe Usnikas came down lap 33, so... yeah, I mean, 28. So, yeah, that's... I don't know. These other guys somehow was able to save fuel.
And it looks like Alan Reinhardt's about to come down to pits as well.
Yeah, Dustin...
53 is about to be coming down to pits.
Yep, Dustin Harding, he's down pit road in his number 81 machine. Did you hear the call this last time by saying that he's going to pit this time?
Yeah, I believe so.
Beautiful. So we're going to expect that number 25 machine of Alan Reinhardt to come down pit road, which is absolutely crazy. Is Will Byers and Sonny in that 401 machine? they both pitted lap 29, and the other guys came down lap 33. So if they're able to come...
Oh, they're about to be pitting this time from what I'm hearing over radio communications right now. I think him, the 00, Will Byers is coming down.
Joe Usnikas is going to stay out at this moment, as all these drivers are going to start coming out of turn number 4. Sonny is in, Roska's in, Davidson's in, Joel Kurth, he's coming in. And so everybody else might start coming down the next couple of laps.
Now, I must have misheard with the Alan Reinhardt. He might have said the 81, and I just assumed it was him. But looks like Trevor Kelly's going to be going down this time as well.
Yeah, Joe Usnikas is currently out to a 4.4 second lead over Alan Reinhardt.
Are we going to have to get Usnikas checked for extra big fuel lines or something after this race? Like,
I'm starting to think that's something that we may need to do.
Yeah, well, Usnikas to the inspection station after the race, please. Oh, looks like he'll be coming down the pits this time. He must have heard us on the broadcast.
Your race leader is out to 4.4 seconds. He's going to go ahead and pull it on down. Alan Reinhardt, Travis Farmer. Farmer's going to pull it down. Here comes JZ Bennett. He's going to come down as well. But Alan Reinhardt, he's going to stay out for a couple more laps possibly.
And I believe Alan Reinhardt's the only one left to pit. I believe Jeremy Oliver's already pit. I could be wrong here. So I assume he's going to be taking back over our race lead as he did pretty early.
No, he last pitted back on lap number 34. So him,
no, never mind.
So him, Jeremy Oliver, I'm sorry, Alan Reinhardt, Jeremy Oliver, Scott Milner still need to come down pit road for their last pit stop of the evening. As we continue to watch Alan Reinhardt back here in this number 25 Red Bull machine circle around this speedway as he's going to come out of turn number 3. It looks like he is going to keep it cranked down low. And so here he comes down pit road now. Jeremy Oliver, he's coming down pit road as well. And Scott Milner will round it all out. And that's going to turn your race lead back over to that number 13 of Gavin Smith, who has just about a 0.7 second lead currently over Kevin Allen at that number 77, but Sonny is still right there on the back bumper of that number 77.
Yeah, let me interrupt you real quick. I believe your microphone switched again, bud. For Discord and OBS.
Okay.
No, you sound fine now. So, I believe you said Gavin Smith was supposed to be taking over the lead, but it's just now updating for me there. There we go. 0.8 second gap over Kevin Allen now, as it does seem like he is starting to pull away a little bit here. And then we got Sonny not too far behind Kevin Allen, and otherwise everyone else seems like they're out of the picture a little bit, but Usnick is probably on the freshest set of tires out of the top 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, right before Joe Usnickas came in, he had a 5.4 second lead, and right now he is trailing your race leader by 1.3 seconds. So that right there just shows you how much difference in the pits it can make. You know, but all the way back to Will Byers, there is still that 5 second gap back to Will Byers in that 53. So I mean, now it's going to come down to who can get in the draft. You know, and if I was Sonny right there behind that 77 machine, I would be sitting there right behind him using that draft to do whatever we can to catch up with Gavin in the closing laps of this race.
Yeah, but looks like Usnickas is reeling them in pretty quick here. As like I said, he is on the freshest set of tires, so if he does get caught up to him, I think he's going to have the best chance to win this race.
Oh yeah, for sure. You definitely don't want to count out Joe Usnickas, as, you know, these guys are doing a phenomenal job, you know, at keeping each other at bay, not letting each other get pulled out. And Kevin Allen and Sonny, they both were able to bring that lead gap down to under 0.75 seconds. So Sonny gets into the wall there a little bit on the exit of turn 3. But let me tell you what, you know, they're doing a phenomenal job catching that race leader, as Usnickas is now right on the back bumper of Sonny, as he's looking to make a pass on Sonny here into turn number 1.
Yeah, and Usnickas wasting no time knowing he's on the freshest tires, trying to get around Sonny as quickly as possible here. But unfortunately, Sonny going to have the better defensive line coming out of 1, which is going to allow for him to pull away a little bit slightly here again.
Yeah, definitely. As you know, I don't think trying to make a move right now is the smartest idea. If he's going to catch the race leader, you know, he's going to want to he's going to want to use those guys as a draft as well to help pull them up there. And then once you're more into a striking distance to Smith, that's when you would start making your move on the 2 in front of you. Well, in this case, the 3 in front of you. So it's going to be very interesting to see, you know, maybe he will pull it down just a little bit and use that draft and try to regain that time that they just lost on Smith by him trying to make that move.
Yeah, but if he does decide to go for the pass, I think the front stretch is going to be the best place, and he's going to have to be able to absolutely clear the 401 on the front stretch. As you see him go to the inside again of Sonny to try to get him in turn 2 here.
Yeah, and Sonny is just going to let him have it here in turn number 2, and now he's going to sit right back behind you, Snickus now, and he's going to try to push these guys back to the front, as your race leader, Gavin, has now put a 1 second gap between them and Kevin Allen. So that right there just kind of shows you how fast Gavin Smith is by himself, because as Sonny and Joe were battling for those positions, you know, he was able to start to pull away. And I just want to point out back here with Alan Reinhardt, Will Byers, and Jay-Z Bennett, these guys are trying to break up their draft as they were weaving back and forth down on the front straightaway just a moment ago.
Yeah, I called that for a moment too.
As you see them doing it here once again, coming out of turn number 1, Jay-Z trying to break up that separation. I mean, they're 7 seconds back from everybody, so at this point, now they're just battling it out here for that top 5 position. So I don't really blame them here, as we see Joe Yusnikas was able to get around Kevin Allen, and now it's going to be very interesting to see if Joe Yusnikas can close in that 1.2 gap in between himself and your race leader, Gavin Smith.
Ooh, and I just heard something interesting over the radio.
Oh?
I think Gavin Smith is 6 laps short on fuel.
How?
That's a good question. But we'll have to see how that plays out for him. I also heard Will Byers is a couple laps short on fuel as well, so we're trying to see if these two are going to be able to save and make it to the end. But as of right now, Joe Yusnikas is starting to pull away from these two behind him here. And if Gavin Smith does run out of fuel or have to pit for fuel, that will give the lead over to Yusnikas.
So with that being said, my question is, how much fuel does Kevin Allen have, as he pitted back on lap 48, where Gavin Smith pitted back on lap 49? So he has 1 less lap of fuel than what Gavin Smith has. So now this is going to turn everything around. But if you really want to break it down, your top 5 or top 10, they all pitted within that 6 lap fuel mileage that we were just talking about. So will everybody else be able to make it the rest of the way?
There's no idea, but only time will tell here. Is looks like Yusnikas is reeling in Gavin Smith, as he's probably backing it down 2 saves of fuel here.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, Yusnikas might just be 2 laps short at this point. You know, as you know, there's 5. Yeah, so there's a 5 lap difference there. So he may very well be just maybe 1 lap short at this moment. So maybe we'll have to see if Joe Yusnikas can extend his fuel as far as he can, you know, before running out.
Yeah, but you never know. We still could have an unplanned caution or anything. I mean, anything is possible here, as we are coming into the closing laps, though. So I believe we are currently sitting at 12 to go, getting ready to cross the line for 11 to go.
Yep, that is correct. We will have 11 laps to go when they get back to the start-finish line. That means Gavin Smith is possibly looking to come down pit road in just about 5 laps now. You know, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this is all going to play out. You know, do you want to try to make it to the end, or do you want to go ahead and come down pit road now, get that little bit of fuel, and, you know, hope for the best?
I mean, if I'm these drivers, I'm just going to be praying for a caution at this point.
That's definitely going to be
But
very
it does,
interesting.
it does sound like Snickers has started saving just a little bit here, as you know, he has caught up to our leader, but he's kind of backed down his pace a little bit and just cruising behind him.
Yeah, definitely going to have to see what happens here. We do have 3 cars currently a lap down. That's Trevor Kelly, Owen Christensen, and Travis Farmer. They are currently 1 lap down, as they already came down and took fuel back on lap 60, 62-ish. So, as you see, Joe Yusnickas now battling for the race lead there. He will take it over from Gavin Smith. So, we know now for a fact that Christopher Rosca can at least make it to the end. We already know that hands down. He's 48 seconds back from your race leaders. So we know for a fact Rosca can make it. Now the question is going to be, can everybody else make it? So here in the last 9 laps, it's going to be very interesting, and I think a lot of these drivers are going to be holding their breaths.
Yeah, as it looks like they're still battling up here for the lead. I'm not sure if they're really saving or just saying the hell with it and pushing until they have to pit at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you know, if I knew that everybody else had to come down pit road as well to make it to the end, then absolutely I'm going to go for it. However, if you don't know, you also don't want to use up all your gas either. So
That is a good point.
So at this point, you know, the only people we know that is going to have to come back down is going to be Gavin Smith and I believe you said Will Byers in the 53. So
yeah, I would assume Kevin Allen as well. Like you said, he pit pretty early there, unless he's doing a really good job saving that 3rd place spot.
Yeah, so I'm looking at Will Byers. He pitted back on lap 52. So it's going to be very, very close for some of these drivers. You know, Kevin Allen pitted back on lap 48. It's just going to be...
Kevin Allen going down pits now from the sounds of it.
Yep, so Kevin Allen, he is going to give up that 3rd spot on the exit of turn number 3. You're going to see him keep all the way to the left. And that's going to turn it over to Sonny to give him the 3rd spot. As you see Kevin Allen now coming down pit road. Definitely.
You Snickers is definitely back to the pace up. All right, Gavin Smith to be pitting this time, and we are, you know, coming to 6 to go this time, I believe. So, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make up the deficit, but it's really going to depend on if a couple of these drivers are able to stretch the fuel out or not.
That's definitely going to be very interesting to see. You know, as you see, Joe Yusnickas, he's actually backed away half a second off of Gavin Smith. So you see Gavin Smith coming down pit road now. Let's go ahead and ride on board with Joe Yusnickas coming to turn number 1. Let's see if he uses the clutch. He absolutely is clutching. Oh, caution!
Oh, no.
Scott Milner, Owen Christensen involved in a caution. That absolutely turns everything around. Let's come back here, take a quick look, see what happened. You see the 31 here. He's getting Christensen just overshot the corner on the exit of turn 1. Hard impact for the Christensen in that 65.
Yeah, and that's definitely not what you want to see from a car that is a lap down, as that is going to take his chances away from getting a lucky dog as well.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Here's the question, Dakota. What do you do?
Well, if I'm Gavin Smith, I'm going to be celebrating as, you know, I already went down into the pits and I'm not going to have to pit again.
Well, yeah, but now you put yourself in Joe Usnickus' shoe. What do you do?
I mean, if he was already close to being able to save it, he should be good now, as he's going to be saving plenty of fuel during these caution laps. But it's really going to come down to if we get a green, white, checkered or not as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, not only that, you know, I am looking here. Gavin Smith, he took 4 tires. Kevin Allen probably only took fuel this time. So, I mean, at this point for those guys, you know, Kevin Allen, unfortunately, he did pit a couple laps too early, but he probably had to come down and get the tires, you know, so, or the fuel. So, do you chance it, stay out, or do you come down, get fresh tires, and be on the same playing field as Gavin Smith? Because you know,
It's
either
really
way,
hard to say because you don't know how many of these cars are actually going to stay out towards the back of the field, as they were able to save more back there.
yeah, that is true. But I mean, if you do come down pit road, that's something that you got to think about, you know, with, you know, Kevin Allen with Gavin Smith coming down and getting tires. But as you see here, the field is coming down. Alan Reinhart, he's going to stay out in his number 25 machine. Jeremy Oliver, he's going to stay out. And now it's time to see what the field is going to do.
Well, after seeing that many people stay out, I'm definitely taking 4 good gear.
Joe Usnickus down into his pits. Right side tires are going on. They're going to drop him there. The left sides are up. Yeah, so these guys are definitely taking 4 tires for the most part. As you see Joe Usnickus there, he's going to come out of pits. Alongside of him is going to be Sonny, but Sonny is going to fall back behind him. And Bennett in that 05 machine, he's going to come right behind Sonny.
Yeah, and I think the biggest winner out of this is just going to be Gavin Smith. Just caution literally as soon as he came down into the pits. I mean, literally couldn't have worked out any better for him, as he was able to, you know, get 4 tires as he noticed the caution coming out while he was in the pits.
Yes, it's now going to be, you know, very interesting as well, you know. Alan Reinhart, Jeremy Oliver, Christopher Roska, you know, they came in on laps 55 and Roska on lap 60. And then you have Gavin Smith who came down right before this caution. So, I do want to point out the 77 of Kevin Allen. He did come back down pit road and get 4 tires as well. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how much, you know, trouble that top 3 is going to be, as we are coming to complete lap number 71 and coming to 72. So we're going to have a natural, I believe, a green-white checkered here when we go back green flag racing.
Yeah, I believe so, but it's really good. The thing that's really going to matter here is how good these cars on older tires are going to be able to hold it. But Joe Usnickus will be restarting in 5th place, right behind Gavin Smith. So those two on the freshest tires compared, you know, out of the top 5 at the moment.
Yeah, everybody in chat, get ready. You're going to want to pull your belts tight. You're going to want to hold on to your seats, because this race, it's about to get intense. Let's take a look here real quick before we do go back green flag racing.
I will say the one advantage that Gavin does have over Usnickus here is that he only has one car on old tires in front of him versus Usnickus having two. But it's going to be a battle to see who can get around these cars the fastest.
Yeah, for sure. So far, your 3 races went Joe Usnickus, and then Jay-Z Bennett was able to sneak out a win last week, or 2 weeks ago at Charlotte. So, will we have a first-time winner for the season, or will Joe Usnickus be able to sneak his way from that 5th spot to the race win? We're about to find out in approximately, 5 miles of green flag racing. That pace car is getting ready to pull off. It's in the hands of Alan Reinhart, Jeremy Oliver, and into the restart zone. We are green flag racing here once again. Good start there for Reinhart as he will quickly jump in front of that number 44. And here comes Roska in that 00 on the inside. He is now side by side with that 13 machine heading down here into turn number 1. 13 is able to clear Roska, but here comes Joe Usnickus looking at right there on the back bumper of that 00 machine as they will now come out of turn number 2. Not able to do anything with it as Joe Usnickus, he is stuck back behind that 00 machine of Roska. Right now, your race is for the race lead here. Alan Reinhart trying to hold off Jeremy Oliver in that 44, but here comes that number, that number 13 machine of Gavin Smith, who's been absolutely strong all race long. As we fall back here a little bit, here comes that 05 machine. Yellow flag is out. Oh, hard contact into the outside wall in the back. The 6, or that number 18 machine, which is the 6, is involved. The 55, the 31 is all involved in this one. Tom Barish.
All the places I expected to wreck, I was expecting to air over the front with them old tires, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, let's come back here, take a look, and see what happening coming through turns 3. The 18 got turned off the front bumper of who was it?
69.
Yeah, the 69, thank you. Of Charles Bagley. And then just the 81 to 31, and everybody just heads towards that outside wall, and they all hit it a ton. So you've got the 81 there, the 31, the 55, the 18, which is actually the 6 car, the 36 down there of Trevor Kelly sneaking his way through the inside. But man, what hard impact for those 4 drivers to that outside wall. Let's take a look at it one more time, full speed.
And unfortunately, I think the 9 car is not going to be able to get Lucky Dog here as he did get into the grass, and it looks like someone might have just touched him there as well.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it's definitely one of those, you know, ding if you do, ding if you don't, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wish iRacing could work it out, you know, where, you know, if you have just a 0x, you know, from getting in the grass with no car contact, at that point, iRacing should be able to say, okay, he just went off track, you know, through the grass, he's okay, let's give him the you know, the wave around. Because in real life, if you get into the grass to miss an accident, you're the lucky dog.
Yeah, they probably could code that, but it's iRacing, and they choose to do things a little differently. Just like, you know, the track limits at COTA that everyone was complaining about, that it took them, what, almost a full year to update?
Yeah. Oh man, the F1 drivers are so mad at COTA for that crap. Because the Cup cars, the trucks, and Xfinity, they can use all that entire runoff.
Yeah, they can now.
No. I'm saying in real life.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they can use it all the way out there. But, man, you get one tire over those curbs in turn 1 at COTA. Man, that's a big penalty. So, needless to say, the F1 guys are like, what the F, man?
We'll say since the new track update came out, which I believe was Coda West for the NASCAR side of things, they did fix quite a bit of them for NASCAR. I don't know about anything but the actual road or whatnot.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I've only raced there once, maybe twice.
I think I've raced there twice, and I don't want to do it again. But you know, when it comes up on the schedule and you got to build a set for it, you kind of have to run it.
Yeah. I mean, you put me in a GT3 car around that track, all right, I got you. Don't put me in a stock car around it, please. And the lights are off. We're gonna line these guys up, and we're gonna have our first green-white checkered attempt. And if I'm not mistaken, these guys, they will get 3 attempts at this green-white checkered, but hopefully we only need just this one.
Actually, I think they only get 2 attempts. From looking at it earlier before I joined the server, I think they only get 2 green-white checkers. Let me go double check on that to be sure.
Well, if that's the case, these guys are gonna really want to be paying attention.
Yep, 2 green-white checkered attempts and 2 fast repairs for tonight.
All right, so that's gonna change these guys' mentality just a little bit here. All right.
Well, I will say, you know, the 13 up in that 3rd spot, and Usnikus in that 5th spot right behind them. So that's going to allow for them two to work together to try to get through these front 2 cars here.
Yeah, definitely. You know, so you have on the inside there, you got Reinhardt, who's always been fast. Gavin Smith behind him, Joe Usnikus behind him, and then you have Sonny behind Usnikus. So, I mean, we have 4 very fast race cars on that inside lane coming to the green. And man, it is all hell I feel is about to break loose heading down in turn number 1.
Well, Bud, I know you're getting ready to get excited, so I'm going to go ahead and just let you have at it.
You know how I get on these final restarts coming to the green. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully final restart here at Pocono. We are green flag racing. Alan Reinhardt, Oliver, come down to the start finish line. Reinhardt, he will take advantage of it, but not a very good start for Gavin Smith on that inside, as he will drop back to just about that 3rd spot. As you see that 44 Oliver get into the inside of Reinhardt, he turns him. Reinhardt up the track. No! Oh no! Everybody saves it! How the hell did everybody save it? We are still green flag racing here at Pocono. Here comes Gavin Smith to the outside now of Oliver. He will go ahead and get him cleared. And here comes 2 weeks ago, JZ Bennett. He's looking to go back-to-back here on the season. Not able to do anything with it just yet. Still coming flying down this back straightaway. 3 wide behind him. Here comes that 44 machine. He's looking to go on the inside. They make contact and go up the track. That's going to open up the door for JZ Bennett to come flying out of turn number 3. Not able to do anything with it. Here comes Sonny now to the inside, making it 3 wide for that 2nd spot. Ladies
full head of steam.
Full big head of steam heading down into it. Now side by side for Bennett, Soljovic. Soljovic has the line. He will clear Bennett here on the exit of turn 1. Maybe not. Here comes Bennett back to the outside. And now they're going 3 wide here once again, 2 wide for that 3rd spot now between Soljovic and Oliver. Now here comes Joe Usnikus now in that number 89 machine. Right now we're going to focus here on your race leader as they make contact back behind him. Can JZ Bennett get around Smith for his back-to-back wins here in the Next-Level Gaming Community Series? I don't think it's going to happen. Here comes Sonny in that 3rd spot, not able to make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the race line, it's going to be Gavin Smith for the win, followed by JZ Bennett and Sonny Soljovic in that 401. As you see, that 89 machine spin on the front straightaway, hard contact again by that 27 machine, and I believe that it might have been who was that? The 25, I think, maybe. But ladies and gentlemen, what a crazy finish to this race here at Pocono. And your race winner of the Tricky Triangle 75 is going to be Gavin Smith in that number 13 machine.
Wait. Gavin Smith has a black flag, so
What?
JZ Bennett might be the winner.
What? For what?
I'm not sure. It looks like he got incident point limit.
Oh no!
Let's go rewind. Let's go rewind and watch this restart real quick.
Wow. Okay, hang on. Timeout. All right. Coming to the green flag. Gavin Smith in that number 13 machine. See if I can get a good eye view here. So Alan Reinhardt.
Yeah, look right.
Alan Reinhardt gets one hell of a jump. Rosca gets a good jump there as well. That 44 machine of Oliver gets into that into Reinhardt, still able to clear him. Everybody's still moving forward, which is a phenomenal ordeal for these guys. Okay, as you see now, Gavin in that third spot. I'm sorry, your race lead now. And heading down here into turn number 3. The 44 dives down, goes up, makes that contact. And then on the exit, yeah, he doesn't make contact there. Now you see Sonny making it 3 wide for that second spot on the front straightaway. As they head back down here into turn number 1. Sonny is now side by side with the 44. As they go heavy down here into turn number 1. 13 still has no contact. The 05 and Sonny make a little bit of contact. So now it's JZ Bennett and Sonny back there for that second and third spots. But Kevin Allen in that 77 machine, I believe it is, he gets into the side of Sonny there on the exit of turn 2. But my question is, where does Gavin Smith get that?
Okay, so I'm watching the restart as they're going into turn 1 after Reinhardt, and the 44 make contact. It looks like the 13 hits the 44 in the rear bumper, so that's probably 4X right there. And then as they're coming into, I believe, turn 3, the 44 sends it in and gets into the 13 just a little bit on the exit of 3 there as well. So that was probably another 4X.
Right. All right. So look at so you said on the entry to turn 2, you said, correct? Okay, yeah, so he gets into it right there. Yep.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, unfortunately, it is the 44 and the 25 get, battling up there. At 13, it is his job to kind of check up to not hit the 44 there.
Right.
But it's just an unfortunate situation. It's coming to the closing laps. He doesn't really want to check up, and unfortunately gets into the back of the 44, which gives him a 4X, I would assume. And then he gets around the 44, and the 44 sends it into 3 because they're coming to the closing laps and makes a little bit of contact with them as well, and probably gives them another 4X there, if I would guess.
Well, that one might have only been a 0X because, that's just a side-by-side contact there. But man, that's just absolutely heartbreaking. So as of right now, what we're showing. Let's go ahead and see what our race results show here.
Yeah, I'm getting JZ Bennett, Kevin Allen, and Will Byers as the top 3 here.
Yeah, so your race winner will be JZ Bennett, ladies and gentlemen. he has gone back-to-back victories here. Kevin Allen will bring it home second. Will Byers, very strong finish for him. Exactly what he needed here tonight at Pocono. Freddie Dunaway will bring it home fourth. Scott Milner fifth. Trevor Kelly, Alan Reinhart, Gavin Smith will finish out back in that eighth spot. Sonny Soljovic, he will be ninth. 10th is Joe Usnickus. Jeremy Oliver, Christopher Rosca, Charles Bagley, Joel Kurth, Tom Barish, Travis Farmer, Owen Christensen, Dustin Harding, and then to round out your field, you've got Dustin Harding, Kyle Davidson, and Richard Walls. Absolutely incredible race. Big heartbreak for Gavin Smith in that number 13 spot. Let's go ahead and come back here and let's go ahead and catch up with our top three.
I believe Will Byers will be our first interview, correct?
Yeah, Will Byers, he did finish third.
All right, let me pull him up here. Hey, Will, it's Dakota and Mike up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
After an interesting turn of events, you finished P3. How do you feel, sir?
I don't feel too bad. It was an okay race for me. I had a couple incidents first that were definitely my fault, just shaking the rust off from missing like 3 weeks. Felt okay, had a lot of pace, just unfortunately made the wrong choice on a couple of the cautions to pit, was short on those last laps and lost a lot of track position, but got really lucky with a lot of the disqualifications due to incident points. So we snag a top 3 out of it, and I don't know if the championship's on the table this season, but we can certainly try.
That is a fair point, but at the end of the day, P3 is P3 regardless of how it happens, and congratulations on doing so. I mean, run us through a couple of the problems you had today, and what did you have to do to overcome them?
Yeah, this is the first one, just trying to side draft, and just iRacing contact moment. I think I didn't really bump him that hard, but it just shot him into the wall. And then the second one, got into it with Sonny. Just they were 3 wide in front of me, and I just tried to exit in the corner, and I thought I was clear, misjudged it by probably about an inch. And yeah, it was just all about saving tires today on the green flying runs we did get. I thought I was okay at it. But yeah, just able to be consistent at least.
Fair enough. Mike, you got any questions for him?
Nah, just what a wonderful day for you in that number 53 machine. A beautiful new paint scheme for you now this for the remaining part of the season, along with a manufacturer change. Just overall, you came across the line 7th, and I'm looking at everything now. If you bump it down all the way to Gavin Smith, who now will finish 8th. So, so you crossed the line 7th. Second place crossed the line 4th. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 7 or 8 cars got DQ'd at the end of this race due to incident points. So that was absolutely wild. But I mean, hey, as Dakota said, third place is third place no matter how you get it. Definitely not a way you want to get it. But hard racing all around. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank before we let you go today?
Just like to thank my teammate, Owen Christensen. He ran a hard race. He unfortunately ran out of fuel because he got a little tight trying to come into the pits, but we worked pretty well together, bump draft and catching cars, so shout out to him.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, a driver of that number 53 Eclipse Motorsports Chevrolet, Will Byers. We will see you next week when we head over to where did I say we were going next week? Now I don't remember. Are we going road?
I believe we're going to Watkins Glen.
Yeah, we're going road racing next week. Yeah, so we'll see you in Watkins Glen.
For sure. Thank you, guys.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and pull up second place of Kevin Allen in that number 77 Chevy. Kevin, do you got a copy?
I got you.
So you come across the line 4th, but now you're sitting up here 2nd. Man, what a hard race that was on the final green-white checkered there. how was that final restart? And tell us about your chaos that you witnessed in your eyes.
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of speechless from everything that happened from like lap 65 onwards. If that last yellow didn't come out, I don't know where I would have came out at, because I was short on gas compared to a lot of other guys, so I was probably going to be top 10, maybe below that. And then that caution, I didn't even expect that to happen, saved us, or saved me. Then restarted like what, ninth? Dodged all the chaos, really dodged all the chaos, and then was happy with fourth, and I got second, and I was like, what? Like, there's no way. Like, yeah, really good race at the end, especially. And yeah, I'm honestly kind of speechless. I did not expect to come away with second place. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I was just counting while we were talking with Will Byers. You know, I counted at least 7 or 8 cars there getting DQ'd for incident limits. So that just shot you all the way up to second place, as Gavin Smith and Sonny both got DQ'd. So, I mean, second place, and, you know, hate the way to see, you know, how we get it, but it's one of the things that makes our hands tied, and we go, should have raced cleaner?
Yeah, like, yeah, I mean, I knew Gavin had a penalty because he was trying to get it appealed and like on the white flag, so I knew he had it. I didn't know about the others. So I came across the line expecting to get third, and then it updated to second, and I was like, what? But I hate that for Gavin though. He stayed out with me on that one strat, got saved by that one caution, and yeah, he got robbed. I feel for him.
Yeah, definitely, Gavin. Definitely, I have no ill words about Gavin's performance today. He put on one hell of a show for sure. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Dakota, do you have any questions for Kevin?
No, congratulations on your P2 finish, though. But I will say, you know, you come to the closing laps, I do expect to get a couple 4Xs here and there, especially when it comes to league racing or racing for points. So you kind of, it's a strategy to play to not get as many Xs as you can throughout the race. That way, when it does come to the closing laps, you don't have to worry about it. But,
Yeah, what's funny about that is I had 8 incident points, and I kid you not, all of them came from wall hits. Like, I just kept hitting the wall and barely, and it kept giving me 2 X's. So
quite a few of you guys were hitting that wall pretty hard.
Yeah, it didn't give me any damage. Heck, at one point, y'all probably saw this. I saw 5 cars in a row in a line just hit the wall at the exact same time.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen that. Ever.
Y'all hit it so hard, I went as far as to check to see if y'all had any damage on your car, because I was like, ain't no way everyone escaped with no damage. And I'll be danged if y'all did not.
Yeah, I think someone did, because the 00 spun as soon as that happened. So, I mean, not to call him out for get damage, but I think someone did get damage from that.
Yeah, that was absolutely crazy. Well, Kevin, before we let you go today, buddy, is there anybody that you would like to give a shout out to?
Shout out to my teammates, Joel and Charles, for coming in here. Came from Rookie Class Racing. And shout out Midnight Racing League. And yeah, shout out to you guys for putting this on. Shout out to the admins for putting these races on. And yeah, shout out to you guys again for putting these on YouTube every week. It's fun to watch afterwards.
Oh, absolutely. You're going to really freaking enjoy the last restart there. But anyway, we'll see you next week when we go road course racing, buddy.
All right, catch you later.
See you later, ladies and gentlemen. That Midnight Racing League number 77 driver, Kevin Allen, will bring it home second. And let's go ahead and bring in the race winner, who has gone back-to-back wins here in the Next Level Racing Community ARCA Series, JZ Bennett. JZ, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
JZ, first and foremost, man, what a wicked battle between you and Gavin Smith the last lap. You had me absolutely almost jumping out of my seat, hollering and screaming, trying to get you guys running great. just what a phenomenal run. Did you know that Gavin had a black flag before the end of the race?
Yeah, he was saying it on the radio. So once he said that and they said they weren't clearing it, I kind of just was watching behind me because you know, I didn't want to get beside him or pass him or jeopardize anything because I was like, okay, I don't know if he's gonna get upset and like, so I was just like, you know what? I'll just play cautious. I'll hang behind him right here, kind of protect my rear, and just cruise on to the finish, man.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. You know, unfortunately we don't see the penalties up here in the box, so I didn't know it until Dakota was like, "Wait a second, hang on, I believe we got a black flag for your what? What's going on?"
Oh yeah, I knew the entire last lap because I had the radio on so I can hear everything, but I didn't want to call. I didn't want to ruin your perfect call in there while you were in the middle of it.
Oh no, see, but that's what would have made it even better. A big turning events on the final lap. Yeah, come on. But you went back to back here. All around, man. Just how fast was that number 05 machine today?
I mean, this is one of my favorite tracks. I've got a lot of practice on it. Not so much in these ARCA cars because they're newer. This is actually my first race in the ARCA car on the track. But it was definitely tough. The cars are real tight on this track. You've really got to turn your brake bias down a little bit and get a little bit more turn out of that car, especially when you're trying to brake. And man, turn two is I just kill it in turn two every time. I don't know. I have like the perfect. If I can hit my spot in turn two, man, I get right through it. So that's where I make up most of my ground is trying to get fast through the tunnel turn. And I feel for Gavin, but I don't know if y'all saw it on the broadcast, but I got door banged by him going into two one time, and it sent me up the track, and it started a chain reaction. I got tore up and got sent to the back, and I worked my way all the way back up to the front, and I had just enough gas. I had perfect amount of gas. I was clutching my corners. I was saving gas, and caution came out. And I said, "Oh, thank God I saved those extra set of tires. If I didn't have those extra set of tires that I saved, I wouldn't even been close." But yeah, it was a fast night, man. These guys out here are good, man. I gotta start getting more practice in what I do because these guys they're fast out here. I gotta step it up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So this is probably gonna rocket you up, up the point standings here a little bit. So what's your thoughts about now? Now you're definitely in contention here for the championship. So what's your thoughts on now?
Well, I just focus on trying to get the best finish that I can. It's points are points. I haven't even looked at the points to be honest with you. I just I just enjoy racing, man. Like I have a couple other leagues that I run, and like I said, I know these guys from way back, Kyle and Scott and Tom Barish and a couple of these other guys I've raced with before. So I just coming back over here though. I got Sunday nights kind of now, so yeah, I could come back over here and race with them. But I tell you where I can guarantee you I won't be going back to back to back because not a road course guy. So you won't catch me probably near the top 5, much less the top 10 next week. So
Hey, never say never. You got to remember, road courses, you don't get the full road course, cautions. You only get so it is possible anyone can rank out, and you might just be up there in contention for the win, bud.
Yeah, I'm all right at road courses, but I definitely am nowhere near the top. So I'm sure some of these guys in here are masters or pros at it, but I'm definitely going to give it a shot. So we'll see. Hopefully, I'm going to have now shout out to my painter because I'm going to have a better paint next week, hopefully, and it's going to have my purple sparkles on it again. So you boys keep an eye out for that, okay? I'm going to have a nice little paint job just for you guys next week.
Yes, sir. We
Yes,
will.
sir.
Most definitely.
And definitely make sure you send me that that link or a photo of it so that I can update your hero card for my stream.
I got you.
All right, I appreciate it. And looking at the point standings now, you've moved yourself all the way up to that 10th spot. Whereas before this race, you were probably about like 13th or 14th. So you definitely moved up a couple points there. So, you're definitely turning your season around, and can't wait to see what you can do next week.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Once again, shout out to NLG for putting the league on, Kyle and everybody over there. And a shout out to you guys for broadcasting and, here every Sunday night, making it exciting. And shout out to my teammate, Tom Barish. I'm running with him. That's my teammate this year or this season. And shout out to my dad. He always tunes in and watches side by side with Sunday Night Football. So we'll have a good one, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I do have you down for EV Racing, IGP Racing. Is that still the correct team, or do I need to change that?
Yeah, plus EV. That's kind of that's what I run in all my other leagues. So I don't officially have like a team name here with Tom or anything, but we could both be plus EV if that's, that's fine with him. I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
Well, guess what? He is now part of EV Racing along with you. So I will get that updated right now. Beautiful. Well, congratulations on your win here at Pocono. What one way to end this race, and we will see you next week when we go road racing over in New York.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good night.
Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. Driver that number 05 machine of Bennett. Man, just Dakota, what a phenomenal race. What a surprising finish, with the incident point limit being reached for quite a few drivers on the final lap. But, I mean, just all around, what are your thoughts about this race?
I mean, overall, it was a good race. I mean, we got a little bit of people heated over the way it ended, but I mean, at the end of the day, it does happen. It's just part of the rules on iRacing. You can't avoid it. And I mean, the rules are set in stone before people, join in and race, and it's just nothing. If they change it for one person, they have to change it for everybody.
Exactly.
So just unfortunately, that's just how it works. And I mean, I've lost out on a championship because of the same reason. I completely understand it's very aggravating, but regardless, hell of a run from all these drivers, and just move on to next week and see if you can do better then. And we still got a good ways to go before the season's over, so anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely. Just what a phenomenal job out of all these drivers. I know we had a couple big incidents there throughout the race, but everybody was pretty much able to come shooting back. Getting back onto the lead lap, and everybody's still out here having fun, and just they gave us, despite everything that happened, that final lap, despite that, JZ Bennett ended up winning the race. That was one hell of a drive out of all the top 5 drivers. Gavin Smith, one hell of a freaking drive for him. It just shows what kind of speed he has. Joe Yusnikas is another one. He fell back, started making his way back up to the front. I think he crossed the line, I believe, in 3rd or 4th. But ended up, getting the black flag on the final lap as well. So, I mean, like, a lot of these drivers, a big, heartache at the end. But at the end of the day, I really don't care who finished first. That was one hell of a race that we got to see and call. And damn! That's all I got to say, guys. That is all I got to say. But, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself, Mike Taylor, my awesome buddy, my good friend, Dakota LaRue, thank you again so much for joining me up here in the booth every week. And we will see you guys next week when we go to Watkins Glen. So, to go left and right racing. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, always remember this. No matter what you do in life, have fun doing it. Until then, you guys have yourself a good time zone.